Welcome back to another Router Guides video. My name is Humphrey. We're going to continue on our sales engineering series. We're going to talk about salaries, variability. Would you rather take 100% of your pay in salary? Would you take an 80-20 split, so 80% salary, 20% variable? Or would you rather go down to 70-30, a little bit more risk, but more potential on the upside? Let's use the hypothetical example of OTE $200,000 per year. OTE is on target earnings, which means if you sell 100% of your quota, whatever that is, let's say 10 million bucks, so you sell 10 million bucks worth of stuff, you will make combined of your salary and your commission $200,000. Some companies will do an all salary pay structure, which means all 200,000, you get it all no matter if you sell zero or if you sell 200%. And some people like this because it's guaranteed money. The downside of this is if you have a really good year, you're still getting 200,000, only 200,000. I know you could have gotten 400,000. You could have gotten 500,000 if you had a really good year. Also, another downside is you might not be willing to travel as much. You might not be willing to work the deals and helping out the account managers who are on a commission schedule. So account managers, let's say their OTE is 300,000 a year and it's a 50-50 split. That means their salary is 150,000 and their commission part is 150,000. They're going after every deal because they're trying to hit accelerators. So there can be an interesting conflict between an SE who's getting all salary versus an AM who's getting a split. So let's say all the SEs are getting 20%, and you go in asking for a all salary. Think of how this sounds to management. Your SE managers, the majority of your SE managers, while they may understand the guaranteed money, they understand it. They have families, they have kids and all that stuff. They get it, right? But from a management perspective, it sounds like you're not confident in your skills as an SE. It sounds like you're not confident in the product. You're not confident in the account manager. You're it's very wishy-washy. Okay, maybe you try to negotiate all salary, but then you'll have to lower it from 200,000. It's not going to. You're going to have a tough time trying to convince someone to give you a all salary 200,000. Maybe you could swing 150, 160K. Nothing. Just kind of depends on your negotiation skills. Let's talk about the different splits. 80-20 or 75-25. What this means is I put a chart on the screen to kind of break it out to you. This is probably the most risky for SE because 60,000 of your pay. If you sell zero, that's 60,000 that you're not getting. The upside is if you sell above 100%, if you do really well. When you interview for a company, when you're looking at whether it's Juniper, whether it's Fortinet, whether it's Cisco Meraki, whether it's Palo Alto, you are joining that company because you like the product. You think the product is a decent product, and you think you could sell it. I don't see people going for SE positions on crappy products. I'm not going to name the name, but let's say you're looking at a particular infrastructure product and you've dealt with it in the field, maybe as a network engineer. It always breaks, it always causes problems. It's hell to set up. The user interface is a piece of junk, and maybe the Wi-Fi range is crappy. It's a crappy product. Why you would join that company as an SE is beyond me. I guess it does happen, but yeah, you join a company because you like the product, because you think you can sell it. In a 70-30 split, you are going all in and you are standing behind that product and you're going to go guns blazing into the field. You're going to help your AM and you are trying to get ideally 125% and beyond. You want to hit accelerators, you want to hit multipliers, and you want to turn that $200,000 a year into 300 and beyond. If you're going to stay there for several years, here's my experience in doing this type of split, is that you're not going to hit it out of the park every year. Some companies, it is expected where you have a 1 out of 3 years, you're going to just totally kill it. And then 1 or 2 years in that cycle, you're going to barely make it or maybe go a little bit above. And then maybe 1 year out of the 3 or 1 year out of the 4, you're going to totally suck because that's what we call a reset year. You're just there and it was just the goals were so high that you couldn't hit them. And now maybe a more reasonable split is 75-25. So at 75-25, you're at 150 base, not bad. And you're at 50,000 for the variable. And then the 80-20 is 160 base, also not bad, and $40,000 per year for the variable. Now those two, your variable is a little less, so you still have an incentive to sell. You still have an incentive to go over 100%, but it's not as life-changing. If you're okay living in your means at the base level, and expecting the variable, expecting the commission once in a while, and it's a bonus, then yeah, go for the higher split. Go for the 70-30 split because that's what I like because I have very low costs. I have very low cost of living. And so I'm okay with making my base. And then I'm definitely okay with blowing it out of the park every couple of years and getting that humongous extra paycheck. If you average out over 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you actually make more money. You make more money versus the people at 80-20 or 75-25 because the accelerators kick in. Those years where you make a lot of money, those years where you hit the accelerators, they far outstrip those years where you barely make any money. You know, maybe you just barely squeak by with 50%, right? And boohoo, 50%, even if you're on a 70-30 split, you are still getting 170K. The 70-30 split, yes, it's a little bit more stress, but I think for many, many people, if you have the mentality for it, if you have the intestinal fortitude, the grit, I highly recommend the 70-30 split. All right, Humphrey with Router Gods with another sales engineering video. And in short, pick this 70-30 split if you have the means and all that good stuff, and you will not be disappointed. All right, take care, stay safe, and I'll talk to you in another video. Bye.